George Galloway and Nigel Farage are two characters who are united or who are linked by their common populism, their ambitions, and Russia. Oh, and also reality TV. Farage has faced criticism for his favourable comments about Mr. Putin in 2014, after Putin had invaded and annexed Crimea. He said, as an operator, but not as a human being, I would say Putin, the way he played the whole Syria thing, brilliant. Not that I approve of him politically. And Farage has been scrutinised for his relationship with the Russian media outlets, appearing like George Galloway on Russia Today, which is seen by many as a propaganda tool of the Kremlin. But of course, Farage was very keen to get his own slot, his own show on television and manage that for GB News. George Galloway has equally long been controversial, outspoken for various Russian policies. He's defended Russia's actions in Syria and Ukraine, and for quite a long time had his own programme on Russia Today. In one instance, he said, I don't believe that Russia is a threat to anyone, positioning himself as a vocal critic of Western policies towards Russia. Well, who looks ridiculous now? Both Farage and Galloway are in a position where probably they have to explain themselves, but neither are likely to do so. The other area where they are linked is in reality TV. Farage has made appearances on several reality TV shows, bringing his own charismatic and controversial style to the screen. And one notable appearance was in The Last Leg. Another was in I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. And The Last Leg in 2016. Outspoken comments on Brexit and immigration, stirring public attention and debate. What stirred debate and I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here was the sight of his bottom. George Galloway is perhaps most famously known for Celebrity Big Brother in 2006. And during his time on the show, he mimicked a cat while dressed in a leotard, an act that became iconic and widely discussed and ridiculed. His stint on Celebrity Big Brother was marked by his often confrontational and theatrical behaviour, which kept him in the spotlight and further solidified his public personality, his persona, his drive, which of course is exactly what is on display when he stands up in Parliament. He's a very good public speaker. Farage and Galloway are probably the best political performers that we have in the UK at the moment. Their populist rhetoric rings out. Their ambitious political goals are barely concealed. And they have both used their media presence to amplify their views and reach a broader audience. Their links to Russia, their appearances on reality TV have contributed to their controversial, larger-than-life images. In Brexit, we may have lost the battle, but we will win the war. We have a real problem with illegal immigration in this country. It's got to stop, says Farage. And you just have to delve into Farage, and actually almost all the things he says are about the same subject. But he's very good on that subject. On the Iraq War, he says George Galloway says, I gave my heart and soul to stop you committing the disaster that you did. Beautifully put when he was addressing the US Senate in 2005. I'm not a lover of moderation. I don't want a middle of the road. I want extremes. Again, very self-aware. And their involvement in reality TV has in some way humanized them making them relatable to a segment of the population, while also opening them up to ridicule and criticism. But they are both media savvy in a way that many politicians, frankly, are not. Many politicians have been schooled with what they're supposed to do, but they are wooden and ineffective. Or in the case of Liz Truss, I just wooden, and you know, I can never really bring myself to think of Liz Truss as anything other than a marionette. Except she is a self-propelling marionette, because nobody would be so stupid as to direct her to do the things which she does, to turn around a sort of inane grin as if Mummy is watching, with the hands flapping everywhere, like something from a Jerry Anderson television program. I said earlier that it was on BBC. It wasn't. It was on ITV. All of them, Captain Scarlet, and then the Mysterons. Joe 90 was the one I particularly remember. But then, then Jerry Anderson branched out into real life with Space 1999. But it's those puppets from the early 60s which are definitive. And Liz Truss is one of them. Not a terribly good one. But there we are. And the other thing is, you don't really see Liz Truss walking, do you? You just see her sort of bobbing along.